here. If you are somebody that's looking to either get into shape, maybe lose some weight, maybe have a healthier relationship to food, this might be something that you might want to listen to. Also, if you are potentially looking for an opportunity, timing is an incredibly important thing, and this might be something exciting for you. So let me kind of start off. I know the title of the video talks about GLP-1s, and we'll get into that here shortly. But I want to talk about a few things to kind of frame up why we're excited and that this isn't some just gimmicky FOMO type of messaging, right? Or hype messaging. As you guys know, my background, I've been in the sales and marketing of wellness-based nutritionals and supplements for over 20 years of my life. Like, I've spent my whole professional career outside of college in this line of work where I get to promote and sell and share nutritional supplements. And I've done it with 3 different companies, now with LifeVantage currently. And so I kind of know not only this business model, the direct selling multi-level marketing model, but I also understand the world of nutritionals and dietary supplements and a lot of what kind of makes product launches either successful or not successful, right? I've been a part of a lot of great, incredible product launches. And I have been a part of a lot of flop product launches that, you know, a lot of dollars go into the development and the formulation of these products for it to only get either discontinued or for it to sit in the warehouse getting expired because it was frankly a flop. So I've been on both sides too. So I wanted to share that with you. I've been telling my friends and some of my business partners that what we're about to do here at LifeVantage, the product that we're getting set to launch officially on October 11th, is what I consider a once in a decade type of launch. Typically, when you are part of the direct selling industry, it is very, very standard practice for companies when they host either their annual or semi-annual conventions or live event gatherings. They will typically launch a brand new product to the sales force as a way to not only attract people to the event, but to be able to try to upsell and grow their revenue, right? The ultimate goal is to share more of that specific product, increase the overall sales, and that's kind of what they're looking to do. And so as a strategy, a lot of these companies that I've seen, not only the ones that I've been involved with, but really, I have lots of friends in amazing companies across this field, whether it be in the world of skincare, nutraceuticals, vitamins, supplements, and whatever it is. It's very common practice to see companies that will kind of time a product launch with a company event as a sort of an attractor. Now, typically those products, I'm going to tell you right now, they're typically Me Too type of products. Now, when a company is getting ready to launch, meaning, you know, I know of a few companies right now. I have actually a friend, Jordan, who's kind of part of a pre-launch opportunity right now. Typically, when a company is kind of getting ready to launch itself, one of the sort of the pillars for success is to have a solid product to launch with, right? I mean, nobody is going to join a brand new company and a brand new opportunity, which we all know in the business world is sort of semi-volatile. No one's going to do that without the promise of an incredibly solid product that you're going to stand on. And so typically, and again, this is typically, you will see that most companies that make it, right? So once you look at a company after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and look back historically, the companies that tend to make it are the companies where they have a home run product at launch, right? And so you see that historically with companies like Monavie that had the acai juice. You see like different companies, even here at LifeVantage with Protandim. Protandim was one of their first products that they started with. It happened to be their home run signature product. People will refer to that often as the hero product, the flagship product, the product that put you on the map, right? And so that first product is the type of excitement that people build their belief and their commitment around these companies with. Now, once these hero products launch, the companies will tend to ride the wave and the momentum of that product for as long as they can. And when that sort of momentum or the growth begins to slow down, that's when companies go back to the drawing board and say, well, we need to obviously continue to launch new products. We have a convention coming up. We have an event coming up. We're going to have to launch new products. And so this is when they get into the habit, because it's not, of course, every company wants to continue to deliver home run products. The truth is, I mean, if you're being very, very honest, I don't think there's any company in our industry that delivers home run after home run after home run after home run. That's just, one, it's not like realistic to expect that, but it's also very, very hard to do. And so in most cases, even though their intention is to launch another home run product, what we typically get is what we call a me too type of product. So let me define the difference between these two, right? So there's types of products that I like to consider gateway, acquisition, or attraction products. And it's kind of self-explanatory. They're the type of products that are a great way to introduce consumers to a brand new concept, a brand new solution, to a problem that you might be having, or frankly, just to a brand in general, right? So it's a gateway to the brand. It's the gateway to a product. It's a gateway to a solution to a problem that a lot of us are dealing with, right? It's an acquisition type of product, meaning people are going to want to come in and buy and join and consume. And it's an attraction product because frankly, like, it doesn't take a lot of convincing. It doesn't take a lot of twisting of your arms. It doesn't take a whole lot of advertising for someone to be attracted to the solutions that that product is promising, because it's sort of self-evident. So in general, what it does is it widens the entry point into the company or to the brand, because these type of products naturally have an attraction quality. Think of it like a magnet that just attracts each other, right? So as a company, there's very little effort and there's a lot of energy being attracted towards the company. And that creates a phenomenal opportunity. You could imagine if you're in the world of sales, marketing, and promotions, and when the products can sell itself, promote itself, and market itself, well, look, you're just simply there to connect them to an order, connect them to a website, connect them to a product, and you get to make commissions on that. When you're the one going out there and screaming at the top of your lungs to promote that product, to educate people on the product, to try to convince and coerce people into taking and buying the products, well, look, that's where you get to separate the best marketers from those that are amateurs and that are not going to be very successful at the industry, right? Because it just takes a lot of skill to do that. And so that's why we're excited, because again, I think we're going to be attracting a whole different audience. It's also going to grow our existing customer base. And here's one thing that I want to talk about, something I call vanity wellness. Now, vanity wellness, the word vanity sounds sort of superficial. It kind of has a negative connotation, but let me explain what I mean by vanity wellness. When I started my professional career 22 years ago, I used to be a part of an incredible, like $1 billion nutritional brand. Great company. It is literally one of the gold standards of our industry. It's a legacy brand. They're not going anywhere. And the products are phenomenal, right? But a lot of the products, at least at the time that I was with the company, was all cell-based nutritional supplements. And the problem with that is me consuming the products, I can feel a difference. I can feel like it's doing work for me, but it wasn't very visual, right? Me on these, let's say an Omega product versus me not on an Omega product. It's very difficult to show you what that feels like or what that looks like. If I'm on a joint supplement, it's kind of hard to show you what that looks like versus what that feels like, right? Because it's not very visual. Now, one of the reasons why cosmetic and skincare companies do very well is because the products are very demonstrable. They're very visual. You can see people that are using before they use the products, after they use the products. You can see the wrinkles going away. You can see the skin blemishes going away. And that creates automatic attraction to your product, because those are what allows somebody on social media to be able to stop scrolling and to be able to like pay attention for half a second. Believe it or not, people are not reading your captions. So I know a lot of you guys put a lot of thought into your captions with emojis and long-winded answers. People aren't reading that. I mean, you yourself are guilty of just simply scrolling through social media until something catches you for a split second. And then maybe, if it does catch your attention, maybe you might pay attention to what the caption has to say, or maybe do a little bit more, right? So you're fighting a lot of noise on social media. And so if you don't have what I consider vanity wellness, it's going to be very difficult for you to compete in the world of social media. What I love, and again, I told you skincare does this very well. What I love about what LifeVantage has is we have products that fulfill that vanity wellness need, right? We have products that I consider intelligent aging, anti-aging products. You can see that it's visible. We have collagen activators that are very visible. We have a renowned skincare line that on Think Dirty scores all zeros and ones on its scores. People are posting some incredible before and after photos on that. So there's a lot of just really great scroll stopping photos. That's what I call vanity wellness. And that again, gives you an edge as a marketer. It allows you to cut through all the noise and all the competition on social media to be able to get somebody to maybe even remotely pay attention to what you're talking about. Because without it, you don't stand a chance. Without Vanity Wellness, there's no chance that you're going to be able to compete to a company that can put up some incredible before and after photos. Now, I want you to think about that before and after photos concept when I talk about GLP-1. Now, again, that's all the excitement behind a launch type of product, attraction, gateway, acquisition products. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, you have what we call Me Too products. As I told you at the top of the call, a lot of times when companies are trying to fulfill the obligation of launching a new product to try to bolster sales, to maintain sales, or to increase sales as a follow-up to their hero product. Now, again, the goal, I'm telling you right now, every company has the intentions of launching a hero product after a hero product after a hero product. It's like a musician. A musician has a debut album. It's a double platinum gold winning album. The big curse or the big sort of obstacle is, can they produce a sophomore album or a second album that can meet or exceed the sales of their first album, the popularity and the reception of that first album, right? And that's a big challenge for a lot of musicians, their sophomore album, their third album, their fourth album. And the truth is, it doesn't matter who your favorite musicians are. I have a lot of favorite bands. I have a lot of favorite musicians. Typically, even your best favorite musicians will ultimately have a flop, right? It's not sustainable. It's not realistic that every record is going to break the previous record sales, right? So in the same way, a lot of these companies will fall into this rut of what we call Me Too products, meaning they're just desperately looking for a way to just kind of fulfill the needs. So they start looking for off-the-shelf solutions, typical things that a lot of people are doing. They look at the industry, they look at trends, maybe they look at social media and they say, oh, look, everybody is doing greens, so we should take a greens. Or oh, everybody's doing an omegas, we should do an omegas. Oh, everybody is doing skincare, so we should do a skincare, right? That's kind of a Me Too type of response. So innately, there's not a lot of differentiators, meaning your products are not going to be that much different than somebody else's. Again, let me give you some dirty truths about this industry. Every company is going to tell you that they have the best collagen. Every company is going to say they have the best supplement. They are going to say that they have the best omegas. They have the best skincare. They have the best this. They have the best that. And to some degree, yes, that is true. But the differentiators are very, very marginal. Most companies are going to existing formulation houses and simply saying, hey, we need this type of product. What do you have for us? And then they'll present a formula. And that formula may be an off-the-shelf formula, and the company may then tweak it a little bit, add 10% more this, 2% more this, 5% more this, to kind of change it up a little. And then they'll make it a proprietary blend or a proprietary formula. And then they'll say, we have the best. We have an exclusive formula with, let's look at it. We have 5% more of this. And it works. Technically, it does have 5% more than your competitor. But now your competitor might have 10% more of something else. So what I love in the world of marketing and sales is I get to see all these companies go out there and talk about how great their products are. We have the best because we have 9 types of this. And another company said, we're the best because we have 10 types of this. Or we have, 5 grams of this, or we have 10 grams of this. And it's like the war of numbers, right? Like the bigger the numbers, we just as consumers automatically assume it's better. And again, those differentiators, it's fine. It works. And I'm sure LifeVantage does that to some degree too as a company, but it's not a huge differentiator if I'm being honest, right? You're not going to get like some night and day difference. Now, I will talk about one differentiator that we are doing as a company in our sort of collection of products that I do believe is significant. We'll talk about that here when we talk about the GLP-1. So I want you to stay tuned to that. So no real differentiator, no real value proposition. And so therefore, these become like, again, just off the shelf Me Too type of products. And what it ends up doing is this. It doesn't necessarily attract new customers to the company. It does not provide a gateway for new people to join the company. And it does not overall, in general, raise the overall sales and revenue of the company as a goal, right? That's really the outcome. I think every company, when they're launching a new product and spending the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, not only on research, formulation, and inventory, the goal is not to stay the same. The goal is to obviously grow. So let's acknowledge that. But typically what we see is people are either redirecting their spending. So for example, let's say you have product A, B, and C, and you launch product D. If it's a Me Too type of product, what you're seeing is people will stop consuming one of the 3, right? A, B, or C. They'll maybe cut out C, and then they'll add D. So now you've just simply taken and just redirected that spending, right? It cannibalizes your sales. We see that a lot when you have a popular product and you launch too many variants of that product, right? Let's say you have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 flavors of that one product. Now, again, the variety is great for consumers, but what we typically see is the consumer is simply stopping one flavor to replace it with another flavor. That doesn't attract, that doesn't grow, and that does not expand, and that's definitely not a gateway product. It's taking your same customer base, your same consumer, your same audience, and simply getting them to redirect that spending, right? And again, in a best case scenario, maybe somebody adds that to their additional order. They add that to their current regimen, and it might bump the sales up a little bit, but not by a lot. And that's what we typically see. The company that I was with for the longest period, I was with that company for just under 12 years, right? Like I think I was like shy by a month for a 12-year anniversary with that company. That company, when it started, we launched a home run product that, again, it was, again, once in a decade type of product. We launched a home run product and we saw that company go from, obscurity to almost $100 million in growth, right? I got to watch and witness and participate in a company that went from like obscurity to almost over $100 million in sales because of a home run product. It was a phenomenal product. By the way, it was in weight loss, right? And there's, again, the success leaves clues. Weight loss has vanity wellness measurements. It has great before and after photos. So I was a part of a weight loss company. Again, obscurity to $100 million. It was the single greatest run that company had, and I got to enjoy the fruits of that growth. Ever since that product launch, of course, just as a way to continue to bolster sales, to increase sales, to expand the audience, to grow the company, because that's the intention, all these other products began to start to launch. Some of them were more successful than others, but none of them were the same home run products that we started with over a decade ago, over 13 years ago or 12 years ago, whenever it was. There's not been a single product launch following that initial product that exceeded and surpassed that initial launch debut album, right? So every product was a Me Too product. Oh, this company's doing that, so we should do that. Oh, this brand is doing that, so we should do that. And the differentiators, even though we have a proprietary blend, it's unique to us, we're the only ones. But guess what? I just told you the secret. It's just a minor differentiator. It's 5% more of this, 2% more of that, 10% more of this. It's just a selective way to change it a little bit and to make it proprietary and sound exciting with marketing. And it's not really all that different from what's out there. And it's proven because, again, it doesn't really move the needle forward. So that's why, again, I keep saying I've been a part of these companies for decades and decades. And again, I've been a part of this industry for 20 years. We typically don't see home run products happen over and over and over again. Now, that doesn't mean that companies cannot hit a second home run. A lot of companies do that. A lot of companies will hit a third home run. A lot of companies will reinvent itself and go through a second wave of growth, a third wave of growth. And that does happen, but it takes a lot of energy. It takes the right ideas and the right concept and the right things to fall into place for that to happen. One last thing before I talk about GLP-1s. There's a concept that I like to talk about that my friend Sean Poe shared with me. It's science-backed and not science-borrowed. A lot of nutritional companies will simply look at generic studies that are out there, because going out there and doing your own studies, your own clinicals, your own reviewed studies, or your clinical tests, that costs money. And a lot of companies simply, they don't have the revenues to pay for studies. So they can't pay for their own studies on their own products. So again, I'm going to give you another dirty secret about our industry. What a lot of people do is they go online, they go on Google, or their product teams, okay, will go on the internet and they'll look at generic wellness articles, right? Let's say, for example, one of the popular ingredients over the last 5 or 6 years is a product called ashwagandha, right? There's a lot of holistic benefits to a product like ashwagandha. It's gotten incredibly popular. I remember the first time hearing about that ingredient 7 or 8 years ago, and I had no idea. I've never heard of that term ashwagandha before. Now I see it in everything. Every label's like, with ashwagandha, includes ashwagandha, 30% more ashwagandha, because it's very relevant. It's again, a Me Too kind of blend. But what a lot of companies are doing is they look at the generic studies that are out there publicly about the benefits of ashwagandha. Ashwagandha can help with this, it can help with that, it can help with this. And what companies are doing is they're borrowing that science and just inferring that their products have those same benefits because they now contain ashwagandha, right? So if there's benefits about another blend or a certain probiotic, they'll borrow that science and then infer that their products can deliver on similar results because they're borrowing the science. What they can't do, and this is the reason why a lot of companies cannot make claims about their products, is their products have not been put through clinical studies. Whether it be human trials or in vitro, whatever it is, they have not spent the money, the resources, the time to have third-party organizations test and validate the claims of the products. Because the truth is, you can take ashwagandha, but if you formulate it with the wrong ingredients, it might negate or null or dull the effects of that product. You don't know what it's doing. In some cases, you get positive, unexpected, positive synergistic benefits. And in some cases, you have products that actually nullify and neutralize each other and actually dilutes the original intended effect of that product. So something to kind of keep in mind, okay? So again, a lot of the products that we're talking about, so what are the differentiators, right? I want to preface before I talk about GLP-1s. Our company is known as the nutrigenomic company. We are trying to produce nutrition that affects and influences your DNA, your genes to do things that your body already knows how to do, but as we age, our body forgets how to do it or just begins to naturally slow down on doing it, right? We can't stop the physical aging process. And so there are things that change. Like, again, I'm not a scientist, but I think every one of you guys watching this can agree with me that our bodies are not the same as it was. Again, if we're in our 50s, it's not the same as it was in our 30s. If you're in your 40s, it was not the same as it was in your 20s. That's all we need to understand, right? So the idea here is that we want to go out there and remind your body how to do the things it was supposed to do. We want to affect your body at the gene DNA level, right? That's the work that we're doing here. The other thing is we're really big on what we call activation versus supplementation. And the big difference is, and there's just a simple soundbite that's going to allow you to really get this, it's take it to make it. Take it to make it. All of our leading hero products in this company are take it to make it products. Again, supplements are designed to fill in a deficiency, fill in a void, right? You go to your doctor says you're deficient in vitamin D, you get a vitamin D supplement, and you're supplementing, you're filling in a hole or a void in your body because you don't have enough vitamin D. That's supplementation. That's what 99.9% of nutritional companies are doing. They're producing a nutritional supplement. Remember, some might have 5% more, some might have 10% more, some might have a proprietary blend, but it's still a supplement. It's a one function deal where you're simply filling in a hole. What we're doing is activation. And the reason why it's so important is because not only, of course, are we supplementing your body, not only are we continually giving your body what it needs, the hole that it needs, but what we're also doing is to influence your body, to remind your body to do the things it was already intended to do. So your body begins to do the innate things, right? So it's not like we're just supplementing collagen. Your body begins to produce its own collagen, right? What's so powerful about Protandim is we're not just giving your body the building blocks to make antioxidants. There's a lot of antioxidant products out there, but we give your body the tools it needs, the ingredients it needs for it to produce its own antioxidants, and your body's own innate native antioxidants are far more powerful than any supplement-based antioxidants out there. So again, that is not 5% more. That's not 10% more. That's not a proprietary blend. What I'm talking about with activation actually is the one single greatest differentiator between our products versus really 99% of products that are out there. And I say that because, again, I understand. I know this industry. I've seen the products. Everybody's fighting over, we got 9 types of this, 10 types of that, 11 types of that. We'll let them fight over that. Everybody's like, we got 5% more of this, we got 7% more of this, we got 10% more of this. We'll let them fight over that. Those are the supplement wars. It's just a little bit of different. They're fighting for the small little differentiators. Whereas we can rest confidently knowing that we're activating your body's ability to do the things it was supposed to do. We do that through our skincare line. We do that through Protandim, our intelligent aging products. We do that through collagen, and we're doing that with fat burn. We're doing that with our upcoming GLP-1 products. Take it to make it. So, like, again, long-winded answer and why I believe this is a once-in-a-decade type of product, right? So I am not going to go through the science of GLP-1s, right? I think you guys can Google search that, and you guys can start reading up on what this excitement is about. And it'll become pretty self-evident right away. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that the Google searches you're doing is a direct correlation to what LifeVantage is doing. It's not. But I want you to understand this hormone GLP-1s. Like, I want you to understand what it's doing in your body, what the function is, because once you understand that, then you'll understand the power of what we're about to do. This product that we're going to have is a 2-part product system. And the same thing, it's an activator. It's not a supplement. It's an activator, meaning your body, you take it to make it. So again, you're making GLP-1s in your body. So it's not synthetic. It's not some synthetic form. This is your body's own native GLP-1s, which, by the way, your body produces it, but you guessed it, as you age, as you get older, environmental conditions, your body's ability to produce GLP-1s begins to diminish. And so you begin to start losing the fight on the benefits of GLP-1. So take it to make it. Keep in mind, this is an all-natural supplement, guys. So there are big differences because this is a dietary supplement, because it's a dietary supplement and not medicine, not a drug supplement, guys. That means we don't need doctor prescriptions. That's already a barrier to entry. We don't need to phone call. That's big because, like, I don't know about you, but as much as I'm a grown adult and I understand that I need to get shots, I need to get blood work, I still dread the needle. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I can do it, but I don't love it. And so even something as simple, I don't know about you guys, I have a lot of friends who use blood glucose monitors and they do those little pen pricks. And it's not a deep injection, right? It's a small little prick. It goes boop and you get the blood. I don't know if you guys remember this when COVID first happened. The antigen test would require you to prick your blood, right? And now they do nasal and saliva swabs, right? But I don't know if you remember, they used to be small little things and you would get these little lances and you prick your finger and you get blood and you put it on the testing, right? I cannot self-administer that. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, I know it doesn't hurt. I know it's a small prick. Like, my mind cannot get around me hitting the trigger. So I have my wife do it. Like, I'm like, here you go. Like, and so I know I'm not the only one where an injection, especially self-administered, would be a barrier to entry for me. Then you talk about the cost. You talk about the prescription. You talk about, again, all because that's a drug. We're a dietary supplement. And so because of that, the barrier to entry becomes a lot more attractive for people. Again, remember, I referred to you guys, I used to be part of a weight loss company. I used to be a part of a company that went from obscurity to $100 million in sales in a very, very short time because of a weight loss product. The price point of that product, which was north of about just around $300 for a 30-day supply. I don't know the final price of this GLP-1 product that LifeVantage is about to launch, but I do know it's going to be far, far more competitive than that price. So from a price standpoint, I think the barrier to entry is going to be very, very exciting for people, right? And again, the idea is, again, if you Google search GLP-1s, the idea is to build a better relationship with food. I think the best way to describe it is called food noise. Our bodies, when we walk around, sweets and treats and donuts, our bodies feel like we feel like we need it, but we really don't, right? And same thing, as you're eating your foods, your body's probably telling you, hey, we've had enough. Calorically, in terms of content, we have enough, but you can't hear that because your mind is not disciplined. That food noise up says, no, I gotta have more. So we eat well past what we really need to. And so we're getting your body back into a place where it's having a healthy relationship to food, cutting down on that food noise and the unnecessary food cravings. Again, this is all stuff that you guys can look at. So it's like kind of like what the purpose of GLP-1s are supposed to do in your body. And the idea for you to take a supplement, an activator that allows you to make your own GLP-1 should be very, very exciting, guys. The products are, again, currently in clinical trials. We're seeing some incredible results, which, again, I know LifeVantage will share that once they're ready. We have a first test group of people that are using it with great results. Again, can't share it, but hopefully very soon. I'm getting ready to go to a leadership event here in about 3 weeks where I will also get my hands on the products early. A handful, I think about 50 some odd people in this company are going to be part of a second wave of people that are going to get to try the products before we officially launch it on October 11th. But so far, every metric says this is going to be exciting. This is going to be a gateway acquisition attraction type of product. This, I believe, is going to be a once in a decade. LifeVantage has been around for 15 years, guys. And yes, we've had an incredible home run with True Science. We've had an incredible home run with collagen. I have a feeling that this new activator that we're going to get ready to launch is going to blow all that out of the water. I'm going to say that I think it's going to give Protandim, which is our first initial hero signature product, flagship product, it's going to give Protandim a run for its money, right? So that's why I'm excited. That's why I did the unthinkable. That's why I did the crazy to give up a 12-year business to partner with this company, because I see what's about to happen, right? So what can you do, right? Obviously, I'm excited. I'm not only betting my career on this, not only betting my business on this, but my family's livelihood, right? I'm doing it because I believe in this, right? But what can you do if you're watching this right now? Number one, obviously, if you're curious about anything that I'm talking about, you can message me. If your friend or somebody else reshared this video with you, reach out. There is something that I like to call priming your body. There are actually things you can do right now. If you are interested in our GLP-1 products, if you're interested in losing weight, you're interested in managing your weight, healthier relationship with food, everything I talked about, if you're interested in that, I want you to know that there's stuff that you can do right now before October 11th to give yourself better results, better outcomes, and just overall put your body in a better state. I call it priming your body, right? Priming is what you do before the activity. So there are things that you can do right now. You know that your body, as sort of like animals, like we know that animals are either in a state of fight or flight, right? When your body is in a state of flight, it's under a lot of stress. And when it's under a lot of stress, there are things that prevent you from losing weight, like fats. Your fat storage, it holds on to that, right? Because it's not sure when it's going to have its next meal, right? And so because of that, it's hard for you to lose weight when you're in a state of stress. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but people who are under constant stress have a hard time losing weight. So let's get your body's stress levels back in order, right? And you can do that through Protandim, right? There are a lot of benefits to both Protandim and collagen, which are both, again, activators in our portfolio of products. And also a supplement called Fat Burn. Fat Burn allows you to burn, I think, like it's an extra 180 calories a day without doing anything. That's the equivalent, by the way, 180 calories. It takes the average adult to walk about 4,000 steps to burn about 180 calories. So again, I don't know about you, if you have the ability and the time to walk 4,000 steps, which I would still recommend you try to do. But if you don't, why not take Fat Burn and cut out 180 calories theoretically throughout your day? Convert some of your fat into usable fuel for your body to burn for energy, right? There's a lot of benefits to Fat Burn, which is an existing activator that we have in our product today. So between Protandim, collagen, and Fat Burn, those are ways you can prime your body so that when October 11th comes around and you get your hands on these new GLP-1 activators, your body is ready to go. Your body is in the best state possible. Your body's been primed. You are going to see results that are going to be more incredible than for somebody who's just simply waiting to October 11th to take action. So again, if you are a customer or a consumer that wants to get familiar with some of the award-winning, incredible products that LifeVantage currently offers, you know what? My recommendation to you would be Protandim, at least the NRF2s, try Synergizers if you can, the collagen, and maybe Fat Burn. Those are the three that I would highlight. And those are all ways to prime the body till it's launched for these new products. The second thing I would do, if you guys are more opportunity-driven, or maybe you're either currently displaced or semi-retired or not involved or not engaged with your network marketing or direct selling company, and you're looking for a home, you're looking for a company, especially a company in this space, this industry that doubles down and is committed to the direct selling industry. Because let's be honest, we've seen some companies that have shockingly announced that they're abandoning the direct selling model, the multi-level marketing model, to simply go to sort of an affiliate model. And again, like I said, it's been a scary thing for a lot of people in their companies because they're not sure if they're next. We've doubled down on our commitment to this direct selling industry. And so if you're looking for not only a long-term, solid, secure, stable home with a publicly traded company with great financials, with great leadership, with renowned people, very like credible people like Aaron Brockovich who sit on the board of directors. If you are looking for an opportunity to partner up in a business or an opportunity where you not only feel secure and safe, but also position yourself for what I consider a once in a decade type of product launch, guys, then message me. Let's talk. You know, even Warren Buffett, who I think everybody can unanimously say the guy's a very, very smart businessman. He talks about you must position yourself in front of the growth curve or the wave, not in the middle, not in the end, not during, right? In front of, guys. October 11th is when we launch these world-class activators that I think is going to be a game changer. I don't use those words lightly, because if you say game changer with everything, it means you're doing something wrong. But to me, this is what I consider not only a normal product launch, this is something that I call once in a decade type of product launch. It is a gateway acquisition attraction product. You don't have to be a great salesperson. You don't have to be a great promoter. It's going to sell itself. It's going to market itself. People understand it. It's very, very relevant, guys. So again, if you're interested in consuming and trying the products, reach out to me. Let's talk about how we can prime you to be ready for those products. If you're also interested in taking a look at the opportunity to be able to be somebody to promote and share these products and to be able to capitalize on the launch of these products, again, reach out, talk to me. If somebody shared this video with you, reach out to them, let them know that you're interested and connect.